car order. It's always been car order.
I strongly disagree.
That's the way it is. Lift him out through the window in a nice way.
Just so I can go down and drink a carton while everyone punches on.
Just pisses me to tears. That's the worst thing you can do.
You shut up, you hack. Talking about boat ramps, this is what I wanted to get through from the start. What he said.
Oh, you just been an idiot.
And welcome to the Chumming Up Podcast, the fishing, spearfishing and ocean adventure podcast that is like the caramello koala, because we're riddled with chlamydia, but mostly because we're going with the flow today. I am Squirrely, and with me for the first time is Chris Tanti from Flow Fishing. How you going, Big Horse?
Yeah, good Squirrel. Yourself, mate?
Yeah, I'm up and about, fucking living the life around Mandurah, if we can tell fucking what sort of area you're in. See views. We just dropped the kids off at the beach. Fucking this is living the life, isn't it?
Living the dream, mate. The missus calls it down Detroit, but not that bad.
Oh, jeez. I would love to just take a photo of the surroundings and send it to anyone that lives in Detroit at the moment.
Mate.
They'd be like, yeah.
Shady'd be off it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're fucking writing any ghetto raps around this parts. I mean, you might still get your car stolen, but that's at worst. You've just got back from fishing the heavy tackle up north in Exmouth, yeah?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we took a couple of mates up that had never even seen a bill before, never worn a harness.
Yep.
And it was awesome. Yeah, got the day before the comp, got one of the boys a nice black. In like the first half hour, I'm like, we could be on here.
Yeah.
And then I think we went 7-7-0 on blues.
Oh.
Well, they're the ones we saw anyway from the trailer boat. But it was just fun. Like, we had a good time. The camaraderie was good, and saw some pretty cool stuff. But heaps of fish there. Like, the first day was pretty wild weather. Like,
Yep.
Probably we had
it's
waves
heavy tackle sort of fucking.
Full heavy tackle.
Yeah.
The boys are like, what do we need to bring? I'm like, mate, bring a raincoat and some polarized sunnies. That's it.
Yep.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you get wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal on a 7 meter tinny.
Yep. Yeah, fuck. It's my favourite comp, and also, like, I wouldn't say my least favourite comp, but nearly every first day I've done, it's been horrible weather, but some of the best fishing you can do. It's the one comp that's true to its name.
Yeah.
It's like heavy tackle, big fish. Let's fucking get into them. And yeah, if I could pick one tournament that would be awesome to see grow huge, like obviously GameX is the premier tournament, but I think heavy tackle's the one I respect the most.
Yeah, I agree. Like 3 days is manageable, like especially if you're coming up if you've got a bit of a trip ahead of you, you can still get that pre-fish in and then 3 days, then have a lay day and clean up and. Yeah, but like GameX, it's 6 days plus you need at least a day or two of like finding where they are and getting your team in sync and that. So at the end of that, you just bust it up.
Yeah.
Especially if you like go there with high expect. I think this year we went 29, 28, 5.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't know what, like the first day we went 10, 9, 1 on baits and like 3 of them were hooked. And we lost one at the boat, just the hook fell out.
Shit.
I don't know what, yeah.
Yeah, you fucking angered the gods somewhere there.
Yeah, I must have fucking pissed on Huey's grave or something.
Yeah, sick. And obviously you get the good fishos there. You get to see Eddie. I think a new comp. They might a new team. I don't know if they'd fished heavy tackle
Eddie,
before.
Oh, he had Riley and Joey and like Haley and the usual crew. Like, yeah. I mean, that's like Exie holds such a special place in my heart and.
Yeah,
like him and the Whiteys and the bloody like Josh's and that, and there's just so many good fishos up there, and I reckon they're the best fishos in the world. Like, there's not many places you can go get a sailey, and shoot out, get a little black, and then go get a blue, and it's like totally doable.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
like 30 nautical mile, and you get the whole lot. Yeah,
well, I think me and Leewald did that in the same day on a comp with his son Harvey. We're out on the west side. It was rough as guts, a bit rough for the kid. I think we got a little black and then fucking pulled the pin because it was a bit rough for that. Just went and got a coffee and an ice cream and then went out in the Arvo and got a couple sails in the Gulf.
That was 2 comps ago, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
On the radio, I was like, heard Lee going, I'm pulling the boat out. I'm going to go and then launch him back in the marina. Then I heard him ringing in more fish. I'm like, fucking pussy galore again.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because obviously Leewald pushes pretty hard in the comps, but midday in the comp, we're having an ice cream in the middle of the town, and I'm like, this is different. It's nice, but yeah.
Maybe that's the key, like not holding on so tight and just let it happen.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was fucking cool. And I think you're right about the quality of fishermen. I know it's one thing I've talked to Leewald about, where, like, not speaking on behalf of him, but I think it's one thing he's found from doing his tour of Australia is there is good fishing everywhere. Like, you can find it everywhere. But I think he believes a lot of what goes on in Exmouth is more to do with the quality of fishermen than it is that it's, like, obviously the fishing's great there, but there's as good a fishing in other places that those sort of fishermen would probably nut out.
Oh, mate, I think, and when you go up, like when I go to a comp up there, like you just know you've got to bring your A game. Like if you have a bad day, like you might be a fish up and then just get smoked. I think that like 3 game X's ago, we were fishing down near the steps and Lee was like 200 metres from us and I think called in 7 or something the first day.
Yeah.
We got 1 or 2 and I'm just like, man, it's wild. But it is like, it's so humbling. I love it. I just love the joint and it's got that country feeling like we're talking about off air. Like it's just, it's a country town. Like I grew up in a country town and I love that. But then it's just a mecca. Like I'd be my dream to just fish there every day, but it's a bit hard with kids and work down here.
Yeah. Life gets in the way of fucking
it
love.
does.
We all feel that. That's for sure. I mean, it's a lot harder to do stand-up comedy if everyone's seen you act every fucking day. Bit easier in the city, but if I could do comedy every day in Exmouth or every night and fish during the day, that would be the fucking dream. So
That's living, eh? Fuck
yeah.
Make people laugh and then have a laugh.
Yeah. We'll probably make people laugh as well with my fucking fishing ability, so it might be a double. So you fished heavy tackle, you've fished GameX, you do the broom comp as well?
I done the Billfish comp last year. We had a pretty good comp.
Yep.
And then did the Marlin Cup last year. We won that. That was fun.
Yeah, right.
Just the skipper or the owner of it, I did a bit of relief skipping on that boat up there.
Yep.
And he's like, do you want to do the Marlin? I think it was the second year the club had run it.
Yep.
He's like, do you want to come do it? I'm like, yep, for sure. So I posted all my gear up and we pretty much went right out in between Rollies and Scots because I went out there for my 40th to Scots and on the way, like we just hooked like 6 or 7 fish in an hour.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't mind going back around that area.
And funny that.
Took us ages to get out there and in one sked we got I had a big one and I don't know how big it was. It's hard to tell how many tuna it swallowed before we hooked it, but it was big.
Yep.
And had it on for 2.5 hours. It snapped a 400-pound swivel.
Oh, shit.
We had it right at the back of the boat, like within 20 metres, and it had a 12-inch lure in its mouth and shook it. So it was big black. Shook its head and we were just like, there was just silence. I'm like, go, like back down and the steering pinion snapped. So we lost steering.
Oh, shit.
And it went deep and I was on 37 and the rod we had was this like Mackie rod with all the eyelets for like fraying the line. I was like, we got some inox, man. Can we spray it? 2.5 hours and then, dropped it. And the boys, like, I don't think any of them had caught a bill before and they were like, just silent, like looking at me, waiting to like. I'm just like, mate, bring it in. Let's have a hug. That was sick. Like, and then, like, literally 10 minutes later, we got like a 300-pound blue.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Got a black. So we called in 2 fish in like a 5-hour sked that were like, we had 2.5 hours gone.
Yep.
Pretty cool. It's beautiful up there. But yeah, that was a fun comp. We didn't even know we'd won it. We got back. We were just busted, like being at sea for 3 days.
Yep.
And then back at mate's house having a shower and the president rang me up and he's like, mate, have you got your tag cards and that? I'm like, fuck, where are the tag cards? They're like, they're on the boat at Ganthium. I'm like, why is that? It's like, won the comp, mate. Go get them, otherwise you're going to get disqualified. Like, fuck. So we like raced down, took the tinny out, got the tag cards, handed them in, then they wanted to see all the footage.
Yep.
It's pretty funny, eh? But
yeah, right.
Special one.
So part of the thing is you need the footage, or is that just...
No, you don't need the footage. Like, I don't know why, though. Like, with GoPros and that, it's not hard to just have one mounted and
Yep.
Like that, I did that WA Open in Jurien this year, and it was just me fishing one up with a mate that had never caught a blue.
Yep.
And we didn't expect to do well at all. Like I put him in a harness in the driveway. I'm like, this is an overhead, this is low gear. Like gave him a real basic rundown of drags and that, and went out, and within the first hour we hooked like a 500-pound blue. It was massive.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I just saw it greyhounding in the distance, and he's like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "Oh, it's all right, mate. Just enjoy it." I'm like, "We're not going to get this."
yeah.
2 hours later, we lost it, and then Adam from PGFC, he's like, he called one in.
Yep.
And then he got on the radio. He's like, "Fuck, it was sick." Like I was like, "Mate, we're in Jurien. Like we're not going to get another one." And then we got another blue that day.
Yeah, right.
Equal first, and then the next morning we got one within like an hour of the comp starting and won the comp.
Yep.
They wanted like footage of it and a photo. So I had a GoPro on my mouth.
Yep.
Leadering, driving, clearing the spread, putting it on autopilot, tagging it.
Yep.
And trying not to throw up. Like with one of those mouth GoPros. It's fucking horrible when you're trying to breathe. And just I think a couple of times I was like gagging, and I'm like, got the leader. I'm just like, it was so funny. My mate Brado, it's like, yeah, he's just a full champion bloke, but knows nothing about game fishing. He's like, just remember to wind the slack in, like the leader in when I've got it, and just back the drag off. It takes like, yeah. And then we got it to the boat, the big one, and he's just like, get fucked. I'm like, and I had like 20 foot of leader wrapped up around me, and then he come down, he was pumped, hit the throttle. We're going like 20 knots, and I've got all this leader around my head holding the bill with the hook, and I'm like, fucking turn the, what are you doing? He's like, sorry, man, sorry. And we stopped, and like, we're sick. We got it.
Yep.
And then afterwards, I'm like, man, that was fun, but like, you fully nearly got me decapitated.
Yeah, that's it.
You get pretty serious, but yeah, it was fun. Like it was pretty special comp.
Yep. So that was the WA.
Yeah, the Shimano WA Open was that this year? Yeah, this year.
Yeah. So where was it based out of?
In Jurien.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like it's sick fishing up there. Like I've caught a few blues up there, and certain time, like I reckon this year could be a banger.
Yeah, okay.
But chatting to like Critter and that from when they used to take real teaser, is like there's always an eddy off the coast there, and pretty much always get them on the way through.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of a hidden.
Yep. Well, I think there's, like we've always talked about, myself and Lee, that there's probably a lot more to be opened up on the WA coast as far as that. It's always hard because the weather's not great. But
and there's Exmouth.
Yeah, that's it. It's
4 mile. You can go put your spread out and get a blue.
Yeah, that's it. Did you find like the size is any different? Like, are they bigger?
So when we went that, there was the other boat, that 36-foot black watch that had the one first, and then we were talking to Brett, like Bretto, the local up there, and he's like, I was having a beer with him. He's like, I'm thinking of going to 24 in the morning, just in case we get one. And he's like, don't go to 24. Like, you have to fish 37.
Yep.
And and that next one would have been probably 150 kilo. And
okay.
Especially when there's a big swell and it's just two of you. Like, it's that bit of extra. So with that, I'm glad I took his advice. But yeah, they all seem to be like, the blues are like all over 100. They're all solid fish.
Yep. Yeah, because all the big ones you see washed up are always like, obviously further down south, like Albany, Esperance sort of way, but they're always fucking huge, like over 1,000 pounds sort of thing. So it makes you.
What was that one down off Dunford? That was like 280 or something.
Yeah, it was.
Must have eaten a blowy and just gone belly up.
yeah. Fucking. Was that the one that was half alive? Just fucking.
Yeah, like it was just upside down in the bay. Just I don't know what happened to it, but
yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't try and jag that. Just
I was like, I reckon I'd just tag it and just like hook it and get some photos, and then actually tell my mates, be like, nah, we didn't catch it. Let it run for like a week. Be like, fuck, we got it on. We were actually chasing squid, and it come up. And we just put a herring rod in front of it. Had some photo.
Yeah, beach capture.
Switched it off the squid head.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad. Even the fucking spear wouldn't be too bad. Just the GoPro footage, bang, the last shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking, you'd only get like one chance in your life of doing it. So you'd have to do something, surely.
I remember chatting to Marcus and Joey and Broome last year, and I was like, fuck, congrats on the record. And Marcus was like, it was fucked, mate. I had a wetsuit on all day.
Yep.
Just waiting for the right one. That it was like, it was hard work. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't sound fun, eh? Just sitting in a wetty for with your bloody floats out the back for hours and hours, just like, yeah, be brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. Luckily enough, like we've got to fish early enough from that. And it's fucking similar to what we were talking about before. It's pretty cool being the person just watching it. So,
yeah, best place to be, eh?
Yeah.
Love other people hurting, like, great job, mate. Keep winding, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, so you get to see the fish when you're setting it up for spearing. You get to see the fish. You get to see the person jump in. You kind of get to see the shot, but then you also get to see the float just race out like at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So
do they go deep, like when you hit them, or do they kind of stay up high?
So I think I only seen the one, and it ended up throwing the spear after probably 100-meter run. Oh, wow. So yeah, they had like boogie board as the final float, and the diver missed that, I think, trying to get to it, and then just after that, it fucking spear pulled. Yeah, but I assume with those floats, you know, there's only a certain amount they can go down.
Yeah, like the rife to atmospheres and that.
Yeah.
I speared a few doggies. Like I did a few months of skipper in a charter boat and the Mentawais, and we used to spear doggies and did a couple of like trips just chasing them off Noosa Lombongan and that.
Yep.
It's wild. Like you have triple floats and then go down to like 20 metres and then you just get sucked down to 30 and get ripped along the bottom. You pretty much have to just like, if we get one, awesome. If we don't, just try not to die.
yeah. Bit of that snakes in. So have you landed one?
Yeah, I've speared probably 3 or 4. Nothing big. I've seen like a big one off Sumboa.
Yep.
Like it would have been 100 kilo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was like just it come in, and because you can't use like mono, you have to use like uncoated stainless wire because they're just such dirty fighters.
Yep.
But yeah, it was pretty big, and I was just too far away. Like it was such clean water. I had a shot, but I must have missed it by like 5 meters.
Yeah, right.
So this was pre-roller guns. Like it's a bit different now.
Yep. Yeah. So you were telling me before you started off as a commercial diver. That was.
Yeah, like I grew up in South Oz. Did a degree in marine biology in Tassie for 3 years.
Yep.
And then part of that course, the government just subsidised commercial diving.
Yep. Fuck, that's sick, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I was like, never wanted to be a diver at all. Like I was not going to be a deep sea diver. And then started off in the tuna game. Like did a bit in Lincoln, like a couple of years, and then got asked to go to Mexico.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, that was pretty fun.
Why? Like, was that the same company or?
Dinko Lucan, like the Lucans, they're quite. I think his son Dean was a champion powerlifter in the Olympics.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, they basically were doing an op over there, and they just needed experienced guys to go. Like there was one Aussie I was on a boat with 5 Mexicans for 94 days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sounds like one of Jarby's dive spots.
Yeah.
Just Mexicans and cactuses.
Oh, mate, it's pretty, there's no sustainability. I remember because our job was when they purse the fish,
yep.
Like a lot of it was freelance. Like a lot of the companies in Oz, like they purse seine the fish and then it's their tow cages that they go into.
Yep.
And yeah, they purse seine the fish and they're like, oh, we want you to race over to this boat and jump in the water and have a look at the fish. Like, yeah, and we jumped in, we're like, oh, there's like mostly albacore and they're probably 10 kilo average. And then they're like, oh, come on the boat. So they lifted up our boat on this crane, dumped it on the deck, and it was just all Mexicans, and pretty sure it was a cartel. They're like, oh, come down into the cabins room, mate, and sat us in there and shut the door. And they're like, you sure they're little albacore or are they big northern blues? I'm like, mate, I can say they're 20 kilo albacore, but it's kind of my... And I was like, fuck, I was looking at my mate. I'm like, are we gonna fucking get out of here? What's going on? And yeah, I was like, all right, yeah, I'll tell them they're 30 kilo bluefin. He's like, good man. Then got back on the boat and radioed into our skipper. I'm like, just tell the boss I'll call him in San Diego when I get to the boat. Got back to the boat. I'm like, this is what you got. This is what they told me to say up to you, man. But I'm not going anywhere near that boat for the next couple of months. It was hectic, eh?
Fuck. So that's insane. So part of the whole role was like even in South Australia, you just dive in the purseine nets?
Yeah, like there's farm diving, which is pretty boring. Like you go out every day and check the nets, make sure there's no more like mortalities, and then if like sharks will often, if a fish dies, they'll bite the bottom of the net and take a bit of net with them and take the tuna.
Yep.
So you just want to get rid of all the dead fish, which normally there's not many when they're on the farm.
Yep.
And then there's going the capture side of it where you'd be at sea for like go out to sea on with a towboat, a tuna towboat, hang around near the purseiner. They'd spot the tuna, the purseiner would get them, then you'd tow the boat next to them, hook up the tow thing, and then transfer them over. And it's the same company, like so it's pretty amicable.
Yep. Legit.
And then, legit. And then sometimes you do 3 or 4 shots, and then you got to tow the cage back to Port Lincoln.
Yep.
And it's always around Christmas time.
Yeah,
and
right.
you get in the passage, and it's like 18 meters deep, 2 meters between the bottom of the net and the bottom, and you see like and you get stuck there because you can only go 1 knot over speed over ground. So it's like there'll be a 2 knot current, and you just see the lights for 3 days going backwards. There's pointers everywhere, and you're like, this is fucked.
Yeah. That's what it feels like when you're coming back from wetlining. Like you're going backwards because you see land, but you don't actually do it. So I couldn't imagine how bad it would feel when it's actually happening. But like, what are the sharks that you see? You were saying you see some whites.
Heaps of whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it's changed a lot now. I've heard one of my mates is the head of the biggest tuna company. He's the manager of the biggest one in the world.
Yep.
And yeah, I was chatting to him the other day, and he's like, they pretty much just go to Kangaroo Island now, and they've like a tow lasts 1 week instead of 6 weeks or 8 weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, you just go out, catch them, tow them in, transfer. Say you have 50 ton in a cage, you put like 20 in each cage, like a farm cage, and then just fatten them up until the Japanese market opens up.
Yeah, right.
And then you harvest them, and that's fun. Like,
yeah,
you pretty much get put a mini purse seine net in the farm, like in the tuna, like the actual farm cage are a bit different.
Yep.
And you'll get like 10, 20 ton of the tuna, and you basically just free dive down, put your hands over their eyes.
Yep.
And it puts them in a trance, and you spin them upside down, put your hand in their gills, and just hold on.
Yeah,
hold on to it. And then just try and steer them to the sled and be like, there you go, mate. Here's another one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Fuck, that'd be cool.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's definitely a young man's gig. Like I did it for 3 years, but I don't know if I do it now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I do a lot of shit that I used to do back then.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, isn't it?
Oh, mate. I used to go out here. I had a 5 meter tinny. I'd go out like to 40. I'd get home from like spending a month underwater.
Yep.
Go out in 40 meters, throw the pick over, go down by myself, spear a big dewie and get a couple of jumbos, and then come up and come home. And then when I had my first boy, I was like, that's probably a bit dumb, eh?
Yeah, it changes things. What about the Makos? Do you see many while you're doing that?
Yeah. I've had I had one come up. So when we were in the Great Aussie Bite before BP started doing that seismic stuff, because that pretty much, as soon as they started doing that, it fucked them. Like you speak to anyone in the industry and they stopped going out there, the tuna, whatever it did, they just stopped going.
Yeah, okay.
So
that's
now,
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I know a lot of wetliners that say very similar stuff with the wetline and, north of Exmouth sort of thing. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously there's fucking something there.
Big, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the science behind it, but there'd have to be somewhere like why they've done it. Whether it's a frequency that just we don't want to go back there. That's bad.
Yeah, yeah,
but yeah. Like 2K of water, Bombay sapphire color, and you just I've had like a 13, 14 foot mako. You just come out. I was sitting on the bottom of the cage and like 18 meters, just poking out morts, and this thing just come up at full noise and went to get me, and I've just kind of kicked off the bottom of the net, and he's got his head in the net. Third gill, he got stuck.
Yeah, right.
And I just went back up to the surface. I'm like, give us a power head, eh? Went back down and power headed him and got photos of it and that, and then cut his head off with a 3-inch Victorinox serrated knife.
Yeah, right.
Put it on the boat and then cut his. I had the milk crates, 4 of them cargo strapped together, and each corner of his jaw would touch the milk crate. That's how big it was.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, they got knocked off when I was offshore. Someone broke in my house and just stole them, eh?
Yeah,
bastards.
Yeah, fuck, that'd be handy.
Yeah,
they're wicked looking jaw too. The
layers of teeth, like when you cut all the cartilage and that off, and they're pretty wild. But yeah, I've seen other they're the ones that scare me the most because they're so unpredictable.
Yep.
But I've seen like a 12-footer, and it will just same deal, like just poking the morts out the back. It's like you're at sea for weeks, so you just kind of watch them, and it becomes fun. And yeah, we watched like a 8-footer and a 12-footer just in a feeding frenzy. Like their eyes rolled in the back of the head. It's just like full black eye. and this 8-footer this 8-footer smashed a dead tune, and this 12-footer just come straight up and bit its tail straight off.
Fuck.
The 8-footer didn't even know it. Just trying to get back to the rest of the tune. And it just started floating or sinking into the abyss. I was like, holy shit.
Fuck. So it thinks it's lunchtime, but it was lunchtime.
Proper lunchtime, caudal lunchtime.
Fucking hell. That's intense.
Yeah, pretty great, like great memories. I loved it. Good job.
Yep. Yeah, fuck. Like you said, like young man's game, but fuck, you get so many stories from that. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and like I've got mates that did it for years and years, and they've got like heaps better stories than me because they just kept doing it. I was like,
yep.
I don't know, like I'd like moving around a bit. It was good, kind of. That's from there. I was like, this is great, but if I'm going to be at sea for like 6-8 weeks, I wouldn't mind getting into commercial like offshore oil gas stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, that's how I got into deep sea diving.
Yeah, right. So you moved from there to the deep sea. Is that just so that's mixed gas diving?
Yeah, helium. Yep. Yeah, so you spend like a month at a time underwater.
Yep.
Locked in a little chamber like the size of a toilet with 3 blokes.
Fuck.
Shitting, eating, working together.
That sounds like Jarby's dream, to be honest with you.
It's like there's like a meme. Like it's like this is what my missus thinks I do, and it's like drinking cocktails at a bar in a foreign country. This is what my mates think I do, and a guy in standard gear with a couple of mermaids around him. Like this is what I actually do, and it's just knee deep mud, just getting flogged, hating life. That's pretty much what it's like, eh?
Yeah, right. So it's like I think there's like a court case going at the moment from a few of the guys that got. I think no, okay.
There was there was a group of guys that did a pretty deep dive.
Yep.
Yeah,
fuck.
We might cut this out, but I was the first guy in Australian history to go to 250 metres.
Yeah, right.
I was on that job. And pretty much ended my career.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it took a while to come back from that, but that's pretty much why I don't sat dive anymore. But it's like a blessing in disguise, to be honest.
Yep.
Like when I got back, I could kind of, I just focused on my boys, and
I
probably would have been a lifer, really. Like I loved it that much, but
fuck, that's intense.
It's pretty full on. Intense.
Yeah, cool. And then like your bill fishing, it seems to just keep growing on how much more you've gotten into it. Was it like a sudden straight away the first time you went bill fishing you were like, fuck, I love this, or is it gradual?
I've pretty much always, like I've been fishing since I was 4. Like I just froth on fishing, like any type. When I was in Tassie, I got into like fly fishing for trout, and I used to love that. I had a crazy mate from Wagga Wagga, and like he was so cooked. He's like, hands would be up like Tim Mitchin style, like hands in the air when he's talking. He'd be like, quiet man, don't move. I'm like, what are we looking at? He's like, there's a little one over there. Like then got into, I did a couple of jobs in New Zealand, got into it over there.
Yep. But fuck, they get like some of the trout I've seen out of there, they're fucking unreal.
Unbelievable. Like, it was, I only landed like little ones, but couple of big buggers, you just like, wow, it just snaps you off straight away. Yeah, just 2 grand, didn't really know what I was doing.
Yep.
But and I kind of, for me, I thought bill fishing was a bit like, I'm like, oh, that's like next level.
Yeah.
And then I took a couple of paint poles up with a couple of mates. We did like an annual Exie trip at Yardie.
Yep.
And just like, I'll just bring paint poles. I don't want to spend money on riggers. And I just had some like old ratty bloody whippersnipper cord or whatever. And yeah, we got my first black. That was a few years ago, and then I was like, it's so addictive.
Yep.
And just kind of got obsessed with it, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
I'd love, like I was actually saying to the missus yesterday, like I just want to go and do charters with like Eddie and just fish with the boys up there that are just guns, because it's just, I love switching them. Switched a couple, and I like the baits. I've caught a couple on liveys, like in Bremen, that teasing little sailies up to the boat and flicking a light. It's like shooting ducks cool. In a pond. Yeah, it's it always keeps you coming back. You think you've got it figured out, and then you just go and get donutted. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. It's always learning, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think that's why I love it so much. It's just constantly learning and growing, and like you think you've got, you chat to the boys up there, and I remember having a big chat with Cladders after this comp, and he's like, "Nah, mate, don't use a 10-0. No way." And I was like, "Okay, Roger, use a 9-0 or an 8-0. right, eh?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to try that now. I'll go have a play with that, see what happens.
Yeah, right. I think he might have got that advice from Leewolds.
Probably, eh?
It all passes through.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I love sharing knowledge with mates. And, yeah, I actually really enjoy watching mates that have never caught one before get one.
Yep.
Like, my mate that got one this comp, he before the comp, he was just like, his surname's pretty close to Marlin, and he just was calling himself Luke Marlin the whole comp. And he kept saying, like, we're sitting there, and like one of the boys would drop one and be like, "You pretty much fucked the comp for us, eh?" He was like, "Do you want me back on the rod tent?" And we're just like, "It's fun, eh?" Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Do you still spearfish, or is that?
Mate, I haven't spearfished in years. Like, I used to just froth hard on the spearing, but.
Yep.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that I still got a few guns sitting in the shed. I should probably pull one out and.
Yep.
It doesn't interest me spearing here anymore.
Yep.
More take it for protection if I go. I'll probably do 1 or 2 cray dives a year just before Christmas.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I haven't speared for probably 5 years properly.
Yeah, right. Was it mostly free diving, or you just?
Oh, all free diving.
Yep.
Yeah, used to go to like the apnea courses and that, and
yep,
loved it. Got right into it, and then I don't think it was. Yeah, it's kind of. I kind of lost my love for the diving side of it.
Yep.
A few years ago for different reasons. And yeah, probably that's one of the reasons that I went more into the game fishing side of it.
Yeah.
And I still out there, still have to read the ocean and be at one with it. But
well, it's funny how many converts it's sort of got from spearfishing lately. Like Nate Bresnak kind of just started doing, the bill fishing and stuff like that as a way to get more spearing in. And then it turned into now, you don't find someone any more passionate than him about catching blue marlin and shit like that. So it's a interesting thing how it switches that. I think all of them love the challenge because at some point every Spearo chases the challenge more than just hitting, the easy fish that you start off like, fuck, I'd love to spear a trout and shit like that, and then it builds.
Definitely, yeah.
It's
I'd love to see someone do it. I'd froth on that, but I don't know. There's something about bill fishing that's just, and that's the thing. Like, there's like some of the guys up there just know so much, and it's like sometimes it's hard to get good information because until you kind of know a couple of guys. And I used to deep sea dive with one of Whitey's best mates from Minneapolis.
Yeah, right.
Like, just fucking give him a call, mate, and tell him we're mates. And he's like, worded him up, and I had a chat at him this is like probably 3-4 years ago now. And yeah, he gave me like an hour of his time and just gave me some amazing advice. I was like, wow,
fuck,
thanks.
that's cool.
Like
Yeah.
So and that's what I want to do. I just want knowledge isn't knowledge if you don't pass it on. I just love sharing what I know and learning from other people as well.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm pretty new at it, to be honest.
Yep.
Got a long way to go.
Yep.
But it's just a great sport. It's fun.
yeah. Well, the fucking comps are fun. Funner when you're, in with a chance, but
pinning them,
or even just not donutting. But
oh, mate, you're like the worst person on the boat when you're skippering and you're not hooking up, and then the next day, boys are dropping them left, right, and center, and you're like, fucking. It's all good, man. We'll get the next one, eh? Trying to keep the morale high.
Let's stay positive here, boys.
We got this, man. Fuck.
Yeah. Eddie's just calling one in after the other. You're like,
so I'm pretty sure he's got one on a down rigger. He's just keeping it alive and just tagging it again.
There's one after the other.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome when you just hear him ringing them one after another. Lee's the same. Like, you just hear him just ringing them in. You're like, fuck, that's cool. Like,
yeah. Like you said, it's fucking time on water and how much effort you put in. It eventually fucking comes there. I assume.
I reckon I'm going to do them until I win one, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'll probably be doing another 40 years.
Yeah.
I'll have like a fake wheel, like Maggie Simpson up on the wheelhouse. Boys be like, yeah, Dad, you're doing a great job driving, mate. I've lost my marbles. It's don't worry about Dad. He's lost today.
Yeah. Just walking around the house tagging a fucking cat with a tag pole. This is a big one, boys.
We're on, boys. We're on. I told you we'd get him here. They're like, yeah, Dad, we're at the accommodation, mate.
Good work, Dad. Yeah. Fucking awesome. Yeah, well, back to the spearfishing. Like, what's the fish that stands out that you've nailed on your spearfishing trips? Is there any you've seen or?
I saw like that big one off Simboa, that doggy. I've seen a couple of mates now, like 40, 50 kilo ones.
Yep.
I was doing just a charter. I wasn't skippering it on the Indies Explorer, and the cook's like, mate, if you can spear a GT, like, we love cooking them up. It's like, GT?
Yeah, they froth on it, eh?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, righto. So I speared like a 30 kilo one.
Yeah, right.
Mate, I was like, it was wild. Like, it actually, I only had one rife to atmosphere on, and it tangled up with my mates, and I just got dragged like 200 meters.
Yeah.
And we took it back in the boat. That was a pretty fun one.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, just heaps. I've speared a couple of like 40, 50 kilo. I remember spearing one doggy, and it, like, I didn't have a breakaway tip, and it went like perfect hit, and it just took off, and I was holding onto the floats, and then just got a big chunk of meat on the spear.
Yeah.
Like, these things are animals, eh? But that would have been my goal, to get a big one of them. But yeah, heaps of like trout and heaps of dewies and that down here, and yeah, but nothing like few mackies and that, some nice mackies off of Brollis, but
Do you get out here fishing for the dewies much, or don't?
Yeah,
don't really...
I mean, when we were allowed to, it was great.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really good fishing out here. Like, they kind of, a lot of people look for like big ground and that, but I kind of look for cracks in the seabed or just a tiny little ledge.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've got some great. I've probably caught 5 or 6 over 20 kilo out here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think the first one I got on my last boat was 19.8 kilos. The very first fish I caught, 19.8 kilo dewy. Pretty sick.
Fuck oath, that'll do it. And fuck, I keep forgetting to ask you. So you also got blue out of here last year.
Yeah. My mate Critter from Real Teaser, he rang me up. He was in town. He's like, let's go get a dewy. My cousin's over from Melbourne. I'm like, mate, the band's on. Like, we can't. I'm like, I'm set up for blues. The current looks pretty good. Like, there's a nice break out there. Let's go have a play. But I was more chasing yellowfin, to be honest. Like,
yep.
But you get nice yellowfin out here at certain times of year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we must have been trawling around an hour or two, and the shotgun went off, and it was only a 20 Viz X, like a little pen, and it's just dumping line greyhounding. Critter and I are like, fuck yeah, blue. And William's like, what do I do? Like, grab the fucking rod, mate. It's a little reel. And we're textbook hour and a half, got it in, and we ended up keeping that one.
Yep.
Yeah, we hung it up and got the whole thing I tried to get it taxidermed.
Yep.
But no one does it.
Yeah,
it's
right.
really hard to find. So we ended up just like doing one of those, like Adam from Salty Bones Gaitaku.
Yep.
We did one of them in the shed about 2 a.m. after 10 bush chooks, and then I like slabbed it up and kept all the fillets and smoked them and that, and then I drove the carcass down to Maddit's, our West Gallaudou, and I actually pick it up this week. It's all done.
Yeah, right.
So
fuck off.
Yeah, it's 3 meters, and 60 centimeters high. So can't wait to see it.
Yeah, fuck off. That's unreal. Because I remember you guys posting it, and I think you were saying, as far as you knew at the time, it's the first one caught out of here, and I don't think anyone disputed it. Have you had anyone else that have said obviously besides the longliners?
Yeah, so I think, I don't know 100%, but one of my mates was like Millsy Chad from Blue Lightning Charters. He might have got one out here. Yeah, right. But I haven't seen any footage or anything or spoken to him directly about it. Yeah. But I know there's been a couple of blacks caught out here. There's definitely, I was out 3-4 weeks ago, went to Roto with my missus and one of our mates, and on the way back, I'm like, we'll just throw a couple of lures out, go around the back end. And we had like 4 stripies come in the spread at 100 meters. Right. And we just weren't ready for them. Like, we had no teasers, no outriggers, just a couple of just shitty lures with the drag set at 5 kilo. I'm like, oh man, if I'd have known, could have like maybe got a double hook up stripey early season. Fuck, that would have been nice. Yeah, but I know I was speaking to like Benny Weston from Richter, and he had a year where he got 26 blues out here. Yeah, right. So it could be that year this year with the current, like it's already so warm. Yep. I'm hoping, I just want one of those years where just stay at Roto for a week and get 1 or 2 a day. That'd be amazing. Yep. Fuck yeah. Next level. Yeah, fuck off. That's the way to do it. Fuck. But yeah, we got lucky with that blue. Like, we were kind of like, I wasn't expecting a blue that day. Yep. But maybe a stripe would have been awesome. But yeah, it's I've had heaps of cracks at it, like gone out and just got my limit of six yellowfin, and then smallest one I could get was like 10, 15 kilo. and just live baited it and circled the school for like 6-7 hours, thinking like, surely there's a big dog here. Surely.
Yeah,
but
right.
nothing, It was,
Fuck. That's cool. You know, I didn't know people were down here doing that though, like chasing that once in a lifetime fish, because it would be fucking cool to see.
Yeah, it was pretty weird when you come back into Mandurah at the boat ramp and how'd you go, boys? Yeah, got a blue marlin. Like, bullshit. Like, we put that guy tackle up at Blue Water Tackle, and they're like, mate, crew reckon that you're full of shit, eh? You didn't get it out here. I'm like, I'll send you a couple of photos.
Yeah.
And probably not very PC, but we got it up the front. We were calling it the Titanic Blue, and we had it up on the bow, strapped in, and we drove home with its head sticking out. We're like mucking around playing the Titanic. So it was like, yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
Like, they're pretty sure that's Mandurah, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Fuck, that's cool. That's
cool.
That's even more fun to fucking, you know, send back to someone as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know. I was like, mate, gave it to the tackle boys, like taste them, like there you go, do what you want with it, eh?
Yeah. Well, every big capture gets questioned, except for Eddie's.
Yeah, no one would question that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just rocks up to the gantry to fucking see it.
See it, exactly. Oh, mate, he's the king.
Yeah, he's a fucking absolute weapon.
Yeah.
And it's normally around this time he delivers as well.
January 1st wasn't the big one?
Yeah. I think it's something about fat guys delivering around Christmas, I reckon. He's the only one delivering more than Santa Claus this time of fucking year, so expect another big one.
Yeah, it's no doubt. He's I was chatting to Clay, the guy that was on the rod.
Yep.
The guy that runs a tagging program in New South Wales, and he's like, it was pretty funny, like a couple of them hung over, and I heard a bit of the story, and I think they threw a 37 at it with a smaller boat, and Eddie's like, what the fuck are you doing? Sharpen up, like, Roger. Like, yeah, he said it was pretty wild.
Yeah, right. That's fucking mint.
So cool. I just love to see it in action, eh? Have the right team on the right day with the right gear, and just a lot has to, like, you know what it's like, 99 things go wrong and one thing goes right for something like that.
Yep. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, I've fucked up more stuff than I've fucking succeeded on when it comes to all that. I know I've been on the later on a big one that, well, Leywold was calling over 1,000 pounds. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Some would say I fucked it up, but that's only because I did.
Was anyone else there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They haven't forgiven me. It's all good. But I mean, to be fair, they shouldn't have put someone incompetent on the fucking leader to start with.
What did it just? What was it?
Oh, it came up like it stayed down for a long fucking time for a blue, and then I think it was about 2 hours, 2.5 hours in, and we worked it over, and then I've got on the leader and it's come up jumping, and just fucking taken off, and I snapped the leader. So, yeah. Shit
leader, eh? Must have just worn down over time.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Dennis should have been on it harder, eh?
Yeah. It's
just full blame game.
Yeah, it's the old meme. Like, not my fucking fault.
No, mate. This isn't the drone you're looking for, eh?
Exactly. Fuck off. So you got a new boat as well? You designed and...
Oh yeah, a year and a half ago now. Yeah, I just wanted something that was light and easy to move, like to travel up and down the coast, launch off the beach, and just doesn't cost 50 litres per minute to get from A to B.
Yep.
So custom built a 7 metre plate.
Yeah, right.
With Oceanic in town, I've built a couple with them, and it's a great boat. So I went for no kill tanks, did 250 litre tanks. Got a 250 Yami V6 on it, the latest one, and with all that Helmmaster and that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really rate the Helmmaster, but the autopilot's good. But yeah, like if spot lock's pretty good if it's like zero wind and current, and you still got like a 30-metre footprint. But but apart from that, it was I love it.
Happy with it?
It's a little motocross boat.
Yep.
It wasn't loving it on day one of heavy tackle though. It was pretty much. She was off me, eh? It was like waves breaking on the roof.
Yeah.
Boys are like, we got kids, mate. I'm like, yeah, Roger. We'll start trawling in.
Yeah, right.
Nah, it's good.
It's a good way to break it in, though. Like, teach it a lesson. Yeah. Like, everything else after than that, she should fucking love it. Fuck off. What's the goals from here? Do you have any? or just keep doing what you're doing?
Nah, so I've got that up in Exie at the moment. I'll probably keep that there for a while.
Yep.
I just want to keep improving, keep learning, and just like fish with different people that have been in it for a while and just learn different strategies and techniques.
Yep.
Like it's I just love fishing with guys and just get different ideas. Love to come and lead one with you and Lee one day and drop it at the boat and just be like, yeah, fuck, what did I do wrong, boy? What do you reckon?
Yeah, you can
Any tips? Hey, I'm a sponge.
Yeah, well, you'll get some tips from Lee.
Be like, mate, you're swimming. There's your first tip.
Yeah, I'll just be glad to have someone else copping the brunt of Leewald shit if you lose one.
Yeah,
that's about
Teflon.
it. Yeah.
No, mate. Honestly, I'd love to get something close to the magic number for me.
Yep.
And I love watching other blokes get them. Yeah, and just watch my boys just nurture there. Don't go too hard on them to a point where they just don't want to come out in the boat with me.
Yeah, that's a big one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, get them frothing on it, and just keep fishing. Just try and not take it too seriously.
Yeah, fuck off.
Have fun, and if the opportunity comes up, try and execute it.
Yep. Yeah, that's the go. Do you have an underrated fish that you capture? Like I find I used to not rate sailfish because we were fishing blue marlin gear or big black marlin gear. When I was on charter, you'd hook your sailfish like fucking, here's a wet mat just flapping and you just roll them. But then the targeting of the sailfish where you pitch like a live bait to them right at the boat on light gear, I'm like, fuck, this is like some of the best. Well, it's my favourite fishing now. Is the part I miss back up in Exmouth is watching. I think Josh has been rolling a heap of sailfish and catching little blacks in the Gulf. It's like, fuck, that'd be so fun to be there. Is there a fish like that for you, or?
I'd actually agree with you. Not to be, I completely, like the first time I got a sail, it was a real solid one.
Yep.
And it was on 15 kilo, and I was like, this is shit. It's got into the boat, but it had actually choked, thrown up all its tucker, and we pulled out 2 long toms, a guardie and a baby mahi out of its mouth. So I was like, oh yeah, maybe that was why.
Yeah.
She sprited right up after that.
Yeah. Right.
But I actually love catching sails on light gear, light high geared spin with 10 kilo. I actually really enjoy fishing 10 kilo.
Yep.
And leadering without gloves, so you can actually really feel that tension in the line, when it's gonna. Yeah,
yep.
I think spin gear for sails and little blacks that's super fun. It's probably just as fun as getting a 200 kilo blue on 37.
Yeah, fuck off. I'll agree with you on that. It's definitely the underrated one for me. All right, cool. Is there anything you wanted to add?
Nah, mate. Thanks for having me.
Nah, cheers for being on. Fucking, that was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheers for chumming up.
Bro.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening right now? Dolphin in killer whale's mouth? Holy shit. Oh, this is the best day of my life, God. What?
I like going down the pond chasing bluegills and kamikazes.